Nekesa is a student. During the day, she goes to school, and the night, she works as a security guard.
At least if I get like 3 hours to rest at 6, I have to move from here. I pick my books, then I march to school.
Her mother abandoned her with her young sister.
I want to go up to my career. Someone can call me, I go and wash for that person clothes.
She's sometimes sexually assaulted by men.
I'm still stranded.
Right now, Nekesa is sleeping in Kampala in a restaurant. She doesn't even lock the door.
Anytime they may kick the door and they enter.
People are killed in that same place. Even though she's living in such a state, she believes one day things will be better off. She lost her dad. She really gets time to read her books at 12 in the night. I mean midnight, everyone must be asleep at that time. She has to work at the same time, study. She doesn't have time for studies. My name is Racheal Pakrwoth. I'm a journalist with News 24/7. I happened to get to know about Nekesa's story 6 months ago. That was, I think, June. Nekesa is a student at the same time working as a security guard in the night, meaning that means during the day she goes to school, and in the night she works as a security guard. And I mean, a young girl working during night and studying during daytime, it's really hard to believe. She lost her dad, I think after the birth of her young sister. That's when she lost her dad. Her dad died. Then her mother didn't have any help for them. Her mother abandoned her with her young sister. So she took the responsibility to take care of her sister as she's taking care of herself. We met Nekesa in one of the slums in Kampala, that's Kampala. Very early in the morning, she got up, prepared, put on her uniform and everything. So we had to follow her. I think after the birth of her young sister, that's when she lost her dad. Her dad died. Then her mother didn't have any help for them. As we trekked to school and the surroundings, the people that were living in Nekesa's neighborhood seemed to know her very well, because you could hear, hi, hello, bye. Nekesa, you've gone to school, okay, bye. The kids around kept on, people kept on waving to her. We headed to school, and that is Kololo. I think Kololo is around Lugogo bypass. Yeah, it was around Lugogo bypass, so we trekked school. There, Nekesa seemed to be known by many people at school. Her friends, the teachers. Yeah, when she entered school, she was liaising with her friends, speaking with her friends freely.
Right from senior one, now 3 years down the road, she has been struggling. I know her even where she works from. Most times I pass there and see her in uniform. And I feel she's really challenged to work at the same time, study. She's a girl who really deserves a lot of help if need be. Academically, she's somebody who loves school, because by now 3 years down the road with all those challenges, she would have dropped or should have opted for anything. But because of the love for school, she has kept in school and has been able to perform well. And I really think she deserves some help.
After school, Nekesa had to head to her workplace. 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. Nekesa headed to her workplace. As I said, she's a security guard. Saracen, that was the uniform, security. I mean, if you could see Nekesa at school, and the way she was at school, and when she was at work, they are totally different people. At school, she looked like a really young girl. This girl, the school girl. But at work, I mean, me too, I wouldn't think that she's a student. Yeah, she was putting on the security guard uniform, ready to work with her gun. At work, at her workplace, Nekesa has to keep awake 3 hours. They have to exchange in shifts because they are like three guards in the same place. So you work 3 hours, you go and take a nap 3 hours, you come back 3 hours, and it goes on and on until morning, until 6 p.m. In fact, Nekesa, until 6 a.m. in the morning. In fact, Nekesa told me she really gets time to read her books at 12 in the night. I mean, midnight, everyone must be asleep at that time. But since she's a security guard, she has to work at the same time, study. She doesn't have time for studies. So during the night, she reads. When she goes for her shift to sleep.
I safeguard. I come at around 6 in the evening. I leave very early in the morning at around 6, so that I go for school early in the morning. Like one can go and first rest, others they maintain, then others they come like that. That is how I manage it. At least if I get like 3 hours to rest, in that 3 hours we work in shifts. 2, they go and rest, 1 remains maintaining, so that to keep the site alert. Then when it reaches time for another person to come, they come and they wake you, you come and maintain, then another one also go and rest. That is how we manage ourselves. That is the 99 I was talking about.
Nekesa told me she really gets time to read her books at 12 in the night.
The better time for you to revise is around midnight, because as you can hear the place, it is too noisy at this time, but around midnight it's somehow cool, so you can use that time to revise.
So you come along with your books?
Yeah, I come with the books, the one which I'm going to use for revising. At 6, I have to move from here. I go home, I shower, I pick my books, then I march to school. I reach at school at around 7:30.
And she narrated to us really what she faces. First, she says rent is her big problem. Her rent costs 100K. And in the same place, she's in the same room, she's sleeping with her sister.
My sister is 11 years old. She goes at school at KCC primary school. When she comes back in the evening, she do some little job like washing plates, cooking some small food for herself. Then I come back in the evening, I plan for her. In the night, she sleeps with my neighbors' kids in my house. Actually, it is not that enough, but at least it can push me somehow. But sometimes we find that you cannot achieve all what you wanted to achieve. Like sometimes I find a challenge because rent is another challenge, because rent is automatic. You cannot tell the landlord that right now I don't have, and the landlord is seeing you every day working. Says no, you have to pay my rent, so you pay rent in full swing. Food, food. I get a challenge of food. Actually, sometimes the food I buy, it cannot finish like a month. It cannot wait for for me to receive another salary. If I budget some money on food, on rent, then my school, they told me to be. I explained to them, and they told me that like you need to be paying. You will be paying in installments because you can't pay in cash. All of them. That is how I get it. Sometimes I pay, I don't finish. Sometimes you miss tests, sometimes exams because they need to do all the exams. You need to have completed all the school fees. Yeah.
Right. Stay safe. Again, we meet Nekesa at her place where she was renting, and she narrated to us really what she faces.
I can wash some clothes for some people and they pay me. I do some small work for people, they pay me, so that's how I am earning a living right now. I don't pay school fees in time. Actually, I may begin a new term when I still have debts for last term. And it is really hard because at our school every day we have to do the tests. And if you haven't completed the school fees, which means you won't sit for those tests, sometimes you may miss exams because you haven't completed your school fees. At lunch, you don't eat lunch because you haven't completed your school fees, because our meals are on school fees. So if you complete school fees, you can be able to eat the food. Okay, you'll be free. Like if you have paid, you sit in class when you are counted.
Her supervisors at the workplace advised her to choose between working and studies. But when she went back home, she sat down, thought about it, and she felt like education papers were better than her work.
Actually, I stopped working. It's on schooling and working. They were not coordinating in terms of work. At school, they need you very early in the morning. At work, you need to report very early for duties, and I could not handle it at the time. I could leave school late, I have to come back, I shower, I dress up for work, and I could reach when it is already late. And when it is already late, already the client needs their workers at workplace when it is early, and I could not manage that. So they told me, my supervisors, they told me that, you know what, you can't handle two things at a go. You have to choose one thing at a go, either to study or to do what? To work. Me, I said, the job is just temporary, and me, I need more. I need further papers, which can at least, which can push me to another level. Because if you have papers, you can require for other jobs, and you can achieve what you want in life. I want to go up to my career. That is my aim. I don't want to stop at the senior 4. I want to continue until up to my career. The way I see people who are educated, they inspires me a lot. It makes me feel like me too. One day I'll be in that position. I'll be like that one.
She says life was really so hard when she quit the job. Food, she couldn't really manage to cater for herself. I mean, she has a young sister. No food, rent. The only way she could get money is to do petty jobs like washing for the neighbors.
If I get time, I look for something, a job to do. Someone can call me, I go and wash for that person clothes, like some talker job. As long as me I'm earning, I have no problem. So I use that leisure time to work.
She says a small basin or a bucket is 5K, and there are some people do not pay her after her work.
My landlord saw that I had stopped working, and he started suspecting me that I will not manage to pay him. So he had to ask me, to force me, you have to get out of my house and leave my house. So I have no option. Even if I try to explain to him that no, I'll be looking slowly and I pay you money. But he insisted, said that I should leave his room. Actually, the reason why I left the village is like they were like, for you now, you can't proceed with your studies. You can now get a man and get married. And me, I said no. During holiday, I make sure that I get a lot of work so that I can complete my sister's fees. I also get some of my school fees, like that. I work hard during holiday to get some school fees for my sister. Although I don't complete school fees in time, but I try my best. My dream since I was young is to become a doctor or accountant.
She's sometimes sexually assaulted by men who don't even pay her.
My customers actually who are men, like if they tell you that you come and watch for me, they start bad title, which I don't like. They tell you that now you are still young, you are passing through this and this, but you don't know that me I can help you. If they say that you have no one who will back you up, and they keep on telling you, come tomorrow, you go back, he tells you that come on the other day, if you go back again, he starts quarreling, abusing you, taking you as like nothing, and yet for you did the work well, and that is the payment they give you back.
She told me one of the men that she once washed for his clothes told her that she is a young girl, why doesn't she get married to him? Or maybe why doesn't she be in a relationship with him? If he liked studying, he would pay the fees, he would pay everything for her. But she wasn't really interested in that. The landlord had promised to take her things out. They gave her 1st October to leave that place.
Even though I tried to explain to chairman, he said no. He gave a very big no. For him, I tried to explain to him that no, give me some time. I look for money and I pay you. It's not that I'm refusing, and it's not that I'm refusing to pay you, but the only challenge I'm having right now is I'm not having right now, but when time comes, I'll pay you. For him, he said, no, I don't want to know what I want you to do. Just leave my room and go and look somewhere else. I'm still stranded. I don't know, but I'm still stranded there. I have friends, but who will keep you and your sister? And this is Kampala. They can't, because I tried to ask them. They were like, at least you were one. There it could be okay, and at least that one, it could be somehow fair, because for you are mature, you can endure with the situations. But what about your sister? And they talk about the economy, which you cannot also argue.
Today when I met Nekesa, I met her at school. Right now Nekesa is really homeless. She doesn't have where to go. She says sometimes when she's moving from school to that place, she keeps on overthinking, what am I going to eat? Where am I going to stay? Today, if I leave this place, where will I go? Where will my young sister go? Her landlord evicted her, like chased her out of the house. She came back from school and she really didn't have where to go. She didn't have what to do next.
Morning, I went to school. Coming back, I found when my things are outside. I asked my sister, hey, where are the things? Then he said that the landlord came here with the chairman and the police. They removed all the things they took in their house. Then I went to him. I said, you give me my things. Say that you go to chairman. Also, I went to chairman. Going to chairman was like, you have to talk to the landlord. Then I said that I don't want anything. Just give me my books and my uniform. Then I do what? I look for another solution. So they talked among themselves. Then they came out to the solution and they gave me my things.
But unfortunately, the neighbors told her They can only help her with staying with her young sister, but as for her, she has to look for where to go. Right now, Nekesa is sleeping in Kamocha in a restaurant. Someone's restaurant, literally someone's restaurant. She comes in the night, like at 9 or 10 or 11. Anytime she arrives, she sleeps in that restaurant. I interviewed the owner of the restaurant, and she told me that she has given Nekesa days to stay there. She doesn't know when Nekesa will leave.
Ono muwala yali kasitoma wange ng'ajja nga mulundi gumu mu wiiki oba emirundi 2, 3 bwe bityo. Kati nali ndi awo ne ndaba aze kiro n'angamba Charite njagala onyambe onsuze. Ne mugamba obadde osula wa gye mbadde nsula Land Road Angobye njagala onsuze. Ne mugamba nze siinaamu mufalisi. Siinaamu buliri ogenda kwebaka wa ogenda kwebikaki. Nagamba nja kufuna ekyokwebakako n'agenda. Ne mulinda n'akomawo n'ajja ne bokisi n'ayala waneeno n'atandika neyeebaka. Ne mugamba ogenda kuvaawo ddi n'angamba oba Lwakubiri nga lwa wiiki eddako. Ne lutuuka teyagenda nze saamunyega n'ensirika ne ngamba kamuleke kasita yeebaka.
Her friends keep her clothes, but the friends are boys. Because she said the girls that are there told her that there is no space for her.
Ebintu bye yangamba alina gy'abisuza ate asoma. Nga kijakera nga 11 agenda asome yakomewo okwebaka bwebasi.
Kati ate kunaaba ebyo waba avudde ku ssomero.
Ajja nga bw'ajja bwe yeebaka.
Kati ebintu ng'okunaaba oba ki
abikolera eyo awali engoye ze wano waaleetawo tulo.
She told me she bought the box at 500 shillings and she has been sleeping on that box for a while. And she covers herself with a lesu. That's how she's living the night. There's no electricity. She doesn't even lock the door where she sleeps. And she fears for her life.
There are thieves, drunkards. So you sleep while your life is on risk. Anytime they may kick the door and they enter. You don't. Yeah, there's no padlock.
Ateekako omusimaali awo. Ateekako olugi n'ateekako omusimaali ne yeebaka. Teri nkufulu, teri ki.
It is dangerous. It is really dangerous because even sleeping here, first of all, you can see there is a bar where those drunkards, they can drink even up to morning. And I'm a girl, I'm sleeping here only, which means I'm sleeping here, but my life is not in a safe condition. I'm on risk. First of all, books I have to read, those of COVID, those notes of COVID, there isn't work, again it's pressure of home. So
people are killed in that same place.
Twali tulina Chaimani waffe yafa Kakoozo oyo gobata emabegaka yali ayambyeko ekitundu nnyo ne security nebwe yafa babbi abata abantu buli kaseera kale security sinungi.
She doesn't know how she'll wake up. She's ever in fear. And she would want to read just like any other child in the night, but no electricity.
You have no light to read your books during the night. So the one you read from school is the one you keep up to the following day.
Tetuyina bukuumi bwonna. Oluusi akwata ebitabo sawa 5 za kiro bagenda mu mikwano gye awali amasannyalaze kusoma ebitabo. Agenda komonga 6, 8 ate mwana muwala ate okutambula ekiro bimanyi. Kale nga mpuura nga tekimpisa bulungi nga nze omukazi. Obuzibu bwa mmere bambi gebusinga. Ajja nga talina kyakulya agamba enjala enduma mpaayo akalo biki oluusi biba biweddemu. N'agamba kangende wa mukwano gwange mpeeyo 5. Kale nga mpuura nange nga kinnuma. mwana muwala naye nga tali mu mbeera nnungi.
When she comes back, there is no food for her because the restaurant doesn't provide her with food. She doesn't have money.
Eno hoteeri ajja ne yeebaka n'agenda. Nze musuza busuzi. Takozesa amazzi ye ajja ne yeebaka enkeera n'agenda ku ssomero. Yunifoomu bibeera eyo awali engoye ze.
So the boys keep her clothes. So when she comes back from school, she goes, she gets her clothes. Then the same bathrooms that people around that same place, around people renting in that same area, that's the same bathroom she uses. And it's a public bathroom. Nekesa's biggest fear is people attacking her in the night, right now, where she's sleeping. People may attack her in the night. Then where is she going to get the money to get another house? Maybe, to find where to stay. She told me that even though she's living in such a state, she believes one day things will be better off, and she's not giving up on her dreams of being a doctor or an accountant in the future. In fact, it was really a tug of war because she kept on going to her place where she's staying right now at the restaurant. She kept on telling me she wants to go back to class because she had a physics class. And because she told me that I've just missed my chemistry class, so I would want us to attend the physics class. Even while we were interviewing Nekesa, she kept on talking about school. I want to go back and I don't want to miss the physics class. So her minds kept on, her mind's on education 24/7 at school. She has not yet paid. What she does, she told me she went and spoke to the administrators, her teachers, and they allowed her.
So when you haven't paid the meals, you don't eat. But me, I talk to them, even the teachers. Actually, I really thank all the teachers. They have been there for me. They give me a pass at the line of food. I eat food. In the evening, even they give me supper. They say that, no, don't use this one for supper.
And she also told me that her teachers don't know that she stopped working. They think she's still working. Yeah, now they think she's still working, yet she's homeless. She doesn't have where to go. She didn't even want us to film her place. She didn't want. She was like, I don't want my teachers to know where I'm staying right now. I don't want, because I know my teachers are going to watch this video and stuff. I don't want my teachers to know where I'm staying. I don't want them to see how I'm living back home. They think I'm working.
They don't know about where they chased me out of the house or what they know. They know that right now I no longer have the job. Now they see that it is very hard for me. So they help me with the food and sitting for exams. They just give me a cash sheet, but they're demanding me right now 2 terms.
How much is that?
They're demanding me 516,000.
I really feel bad and touched to such stories, and most times I would want the public or someone outside there to know that we are not living in a bed full of roses. People are facing difficulties.
Katonda yagamba tusonyiwe era kati oba